This is problem number 4 from the practice test. We write a function called getNumbers that accepts two integer parameters, low and high. You will repeatedly ask the user to input an integer. The function will look at the number that was input and determine if it is between low and high, including both the low and the high. If it is within that range, add it to a list, and if it's not, do nothing. When the user finally enters an empty string, quit asking for numbers and return the list of numbers. So we are going to do some input and output here. We're not just calculating a result this time. So we need to define a function, and the name of the function is going to be getNumbers. And we're passing a low and a high. And I just need to give them some dummy values here. So I'm going to repeatedly ask the user to input an integer, and I'm going to put it in a list. So we'll call the list numbers equals the empty list, and then okay. So then I want to repeatedly ask the user to input a number. So I'll do a while true here. And I'm going to ask the user for basic input. Nope. We'll call the number n equals input. Please enter a number between low okay. And that's going to be entered as a string. And if it's the empty string, then we're going to break out. Okay. And if it is not the empty string, we're going to convert it into a number. So n equals the integer value of n. Now we've got a number. And if n is greater than or equal to low and n is less than or equal to high, I want to put it in my numbers list. Okay, and then go back up to the top and do it all over again. And when I finally fall out of the loop, I want to return the list of numbers. Okay, so I've got some sample calls down here. If I enter, well, we better call it first. So from down here, we will call with 100 as the low and 200 as the high. Whoops, I left the 2 off. And then I'm going to, it should prompt me for something between 100 and 200, and then I'm going to enter these numbers here. Notice these are on both sides of the cutoff on the low side, and my numbers here are on the both sides of the cutoff on the high side. So those are good things to test it with. So let's go ahead and we're going to clear this over here, and let's go ahead and run it now. And let me see. And I forgot that I'm not doing a print here. I'm doing an input, and this has to be one string. And I also have to convert my numbers into strings to print them out. Okay, and I left out a plus sign right here. Okay, now let's try it and see what happens. I'm going to clear this again. It's getting kind of cluttered over here. Let's go ahead and run it. So it wants a number between 100 and 200. I'm going to try 100 first. Then I'm going to try 99. then I'm going to try 200, then I'm going to try 201. I'll try one more than what's in the sample. Let's pick one in the middle. Then I'm going to hit enter, and I didn't print them. I called it. It did everything it was supposed to do, but I didn't print the result. So I don't know if it worked or not. So let's start over here. Let's run it. And we'll do 99 again, 100, 200, 201, 150, enter, and there are 3 numbers that were entered, and that's the order in which they were entered. So that appears to be working as well.